A family stunned to find a newborn baby on their front porch in the frigid temperatures. Tonight, they're even more shocked to learn who the mother is.
Plus, how a local dad is helping students raise their voice at a national march.
And some scammers stunned into silence after realizing they tried to con a police department.
Live from Atlanta, 11 Alive at 6 starts now. All new at 6, a lobbyist at the state capitol has filed a sexual harassment complaint against a Georgia lawmaker.
Yeah, that is David Schaefer. He is from Duluth. He's a state senator, and he's running for our lieutenant governor. In an exclusive television interview, Schaefer emphatically denies that he harassed the lobbyist. 11 Alive's Doug Richards is on the story tonight and joins us live from the Capitol. Doug.
And we are not naming the lobbyist whose records indicate that she's been working here as a lobbyist here at the Capitol for the last 12 years. David Schaefer released some paperwork indicating that he and the lobbyist had dated some 24 years ago when they were both activists in the Georgia Republican Party. Schaefer has been the president pro tem of the state Senate, the most powerful senator in the building until he decided to run for lieutenant governor this year. He stepped down from that position but stayed in the Senate. Schaefer released 3 affidavits from coworkers who knew him and the lobbyist. The affidavits say Schaefer carefully avoided the lobbyist because, as one affidavit said, she had a bad reputation. Here's what Schaefer told us. What can you tell us about this allegation?
It's an absolute lie. There is no truth to it at all. This is about politics. I welcome the investigation, and I know that my name will be cleared.
What can you tell us about your relationship, if any, with the complainant?
She was a lobbyist. We had a policy that I never met with her in my office without a staff member being present.
And that's how it actually happened?
And that's exactly how it happened, and we've provided you with affidavits.
And the affidavits are from 3 former or current co-workers who worked both with the lobbyist and with David Schaefer. It's worth noting that we do not have the lobbyist complaint itself. That is not a public record. The Georgia legislature exempts itself from the Georgia Open Records Act. However, we are trying to get a copy of that complaint so that we can have more of the input from the complainant's side of the story. So for now, live at the Capitol, Doug Richards, 11 Alive News.
Tonight, new developments in 2 mysterious cases that now appear to be related. The family of a missing Hartsfield-Jackson airport worker say that police have just told them a body found in the Yellow River last week is their daughter. At this point, we are still trying to independently confirm that with police. We first told you about 23-year-old Shaniqua Sullivan after she disappeared last month. Surveillance video caught her trying to swipe her card at the airport MARTA station, then walking away when she realized her card was out of money. Last Sunday, a fisherman discovered a body in the Yellow River, tangled in some tree branches. Earlier this week, police told us it was a young girl, but they were not able to identify her at that time. We are continuing to reach out to the medical examiner's office to confirm that it was, in fact, Sullivan's body. You can look for updates tonight on 11alive.com and the late feed at 11.
That's a really unfortunate development with that story. It has been one surprising twist after another, after a newborn was left on a porch. Temperatures hovering around freezing when the baby was found. A South Fulton County family was stunned to find this baby on their doorstep and then shocked to learn their 14-year-old daughter is the mother. 11 Alive's Latasha Givens joins us now live from Grady Hospital, where the teenager and the baby are being treated. Latasha.
Well, Melissa, police tell us that baby is doing just fine despite being left out in the cold. Now, this investigation took a shocking turn once the family realized the baby actually belonged to them. Let's take a look at some video from where that baby was discovered. Police tell us around 3:30 Friday morning, they got a call from someone living at this residence saying they discovered a newborn baby on the front porch. Investigators soon learned a 14-year-old girl living there was the mother. Police tell us she delivered the baby inside the home, then put the newborn on the front porch. That's when the relatives discovered the baby. Investigators say the family had no idea the teen was even pregnant. Now neighbors are concerned about the baby and her young mother.
I just feel bad for her to be in that predicament, to feel like she had to leave that baby outside. I would have brought the baby over here. The baby could have just stayed with me.
Police tell us that 14-year-old mother will not be charged with any type of neglect or anything in this case, but DFACS is investigating. Live in Atlanta, I'm Latasha Givens, 11Alive News.
Right now, that massive water main that spilled gallons of water into DeKalb County is fixed. It has been put together at long last, and within the last hour, a countywide boil water advisory has been lifted, and it is all happening on a day that is 24 hours in advance of the schedule. County officials say that workers who were on the clock nonstop get all the credit. They finished the job on this water main early this morning. Now that the water is safe to drink, you should flush your pipes before you use that water. And even though this advisory has been lifted, DeKalb County schools, they are taking precautions to make sure that students have safe drinking water on Monday when school resumes. The district tells us that it has bought more than 150,000 bottles. Some of those truckloads full of cases have come from as far south as South Carolina. Another 75,000 more have been donated by parents and staff. Schools are also taking other steps to make sure that their water is safe when the kids come back to class.
We have our facility staff that will go and the vendors that will go to make sure that we flush the systems and do what we need to do in accordance with EPA to make sure that the water is safe for proper drinking.
The district estimates the cost of the water to be around $5,000 to $7,000.
It has been such a headache for residents of DeKalb County. We've been talking about the temperatures hit below freezing this morning. They are rising. It's 59 degrees, very comfortable. But as we look to the weekend, Samantha, we have rain and we have a chill and we're changing our clocks. It's a pretty busy weekend
going on. It's going to be really busy for us here at 11Alive, the Storm Tracker team, watching as things start to take shape here as we head in through the weekend. So we do have a little bit of a spring thaw happening today. You'll notice it when you walk out. It's like, hey, it's not that bad. Boy, it was really cold this morning, below freezing. But we have a warm front that's gone through now. We're in the warm sector ahead of what could be a very active time as we head into Sunday morning as this system really comes together. It looks like we could have quite a bit of wind shear, which could add some of that turning, twisting and turning with height. So we could end up seeing some supercell thunderstorms on Sunday. We'll be watching for that potential. Right now, it's just potential. And we have showers far to our north, and the wind's starting to shift a little bit more out of the south. So that's going to take our temperatures up a bit, so not nearly as chilly tonight. We don't have to worry about temperatures dipping below freezing. We'll be down in the 40s, low 40s overnight tonight. So as you head out the door tomorrow, grab your umbrella. Just some nuisance showers around. No big deal on Saturday. Notice the temperatures really getting up there in the mid 60s. And then on Sunday, a 90% chance that we could see some thunderstorms, some of which could be strong to severe. So coming up, we'll go hour by hour, timing that out for you, and let you know when you can expect the worst of the rain.
Samantha, thank you. A developing story now out of Hall County. Two parents accused of starving their children and making them live in squalid conditions inside a home infested with lice. Now David and Jessica London are facing child cruelty charges. Sheriff's investigators say the Londons' 3 children were so malnourished that they needed medical treatment. Neighbors insist they had no idea that any of this was going on.
I mean, I seen them outside playing and stuff. They were good people.
Facts removed the children from the home. The parents now are out on bond. They are only allowed supervised visits with their children while the district attorney tries to figure out, to make sense of this case.
5 days from now, thousands of students, they're planning to walk out of classes. This is all part of the nationwide protest to demand action on gun control. But a group of kids in Cobb County say they are being denied by their school district, and now they've been circulating a petition for administrators to please reconsider. A change.org petition claims the students have been threatened with detention, even suspension, if they join in this nationwide walkout. More than 2,000 people have signed it, saying it's a student's right to peacefully protest. We have a statement from Cobb County, the school district. It simply reads, and I quote, "Students who choose to disrupt the normal operation of school may be subjected to consequences in accordance with the student code of conduct," end quote. We asked the district to specify what consequences the kids could face, but we have not received any additional details.
The walkouts are happening at schools all around America, leading up to the March for Our Lives events that is scheduled for March 24th. A major rally planned in Washington, D.C., and one local attorney is donating money to send as many students as he possibly can. He told our Caitlin Ross the call for gun reform goes way beyond politics.
There's weapons of mass destruction being taken into schools.
Attorney Brad Kaplan says the legal argument for getting assault rifles out of schools should be clear.
And we keep declaring this, the Second Amendment right, as some kind of prohibition or barrier to standing up with our children and making sure they're safe in schools.
He's donating $14,000 so students in Atlanta can get to Washington, D.C. for the March for Our Lives rally on March 24th. He says some people thought his post supporting the kids who want to see gun reform in America was political, but he thinks everyone should respect their choice.
When you're in a conservative and Republican community, you expect people to respect your ability and right to speak out as an American citizen.
Some gun advocates have argued it's mental health access in the country that needs improvement, not access to guns. Reporting in Roswell, Caitlin Ross, 11Alive News.
Up next, scammers posing as the IRS trying to trick you out of your money. Why they ended up picking the absolutely worst target in Gwinnett County.